This next one's kind of a hot topic right now from Between the Pylons NFL. Would love to hear your take on Brendan Sorsby.
Oh.
Where do you think he would have been drafted in this class, and is he worth a first or second round compensatory pick? Well, I think he means supplemental pick.
Yeah, supplemental pick.
Or is he getting a little overhyped? How much Sorsby have you got?
No, just through casual TV watching, Sorsby caught my eye last year, though, for sure. Like, at a point during the year where I was like, wait, can this guy come out? Like, is he going to come out? So
he's eligible.
Yeah. I mean, he'd be, again, I think a short list of guys, just let's say off the top of my head, Arch Manning, our guy, John Mateer from Oklahoma, Sellers. Right.
Dante Moore. CJ Carr. It's going to be interesting, the combos around Julian Sayin.
Yeah.
He's smaller, but he had moments.
Right. And I think this kid would have been in that combo with those
guys. I
guys.
totally agree
right?
with you.
Yeah.
I thought he has first-round traits.
Yeah.
And third to fourth round tape.
Yeah.
But first round traits
is a big deal. And, another year maturing, then maybe the tape can get to first and second round tape, too.
Now, to mix with all of that, he got caught gambling.
Yes.
And it's allegedly part of that, at one point of his football life, was in games his team was playing in.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's a little bit more of a difficult combo than just, is he talented?
Yeah.
There are teams are going to have to work on. I see this ending with him having to enter the supplemental draft.
I would think so. It seems that way right now.
I don't know how he, in a case, is going to win back his eligibility.
Yeah.
Like, there's basically one thing you really can't do in college football or else you lose your eligibility, and it is gambling.
Yeah, and, you're right. And it's I think it's headed that way as well. Now, does a team want to really take that risk of throwing a first-round supplement? No way. And I'm not sure second round would happen either, really.
I would say somebody
opens the door at third. Right. I think so, too. I think first and second round is just too valuable, and there's just – again, not enough out there, like you said, to go, oh, I definitely want that guy, or we're ready to make him the future here and waste next year's first or second round pick by taking him in the supplemental. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think the door opens in the third round somewhere.
But, man, he's big as hell.
Yeah.
He can run.
Yep.
He's got a power
arm. He does.
It's one of those where, like, he doesn't do the little things right now, but we've said that about a lot of good quarterbacks in this age of
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
Little things you can learn a lot of the times, as we always talk about. It's the power, it's the size, it's the ability that you go, wait, does he have that? And then let's see what we can work on here. As a lot of times, and I know I've told these stories before, but my first inkling of him was my dad early last year. He saw him on like a Friday night game or whatever, and he was like, hey, have you watched this Cincinnati? Hey, Christopher, have you watched this Cincinnati Bearcat quarterback? And I was like, wait, you mean Sorby? That's right. Yeah, damn, he can throw it. He's got a chance, And that was kind of my start. And then, on Saturdays we had him on the TV a little bit here and there in our viewing room. But it'd be interesting to see where that goes. But that's a big blow to Texas Tech.
And they gave him $5 or $6 million.
I know. I mean, Texas Tech is trying to be one of the big boys in college football right now. And, of course, that would be a big part of it. And we know they got some other players on that football team right now. That would certainly hurt their chances this year.
I have a feeling when we come back in July, this will be a way bigger story.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll be in the supplement. This is all me guessing.
Yeah.
I think he'll be in the supplemental draft. I think somebody will use a third or fourth round pick on him, and he will be in an NFL training camp with a lot of eyeballs on him. He's not ready to play.
No.
But somebody will hope he's their future.
No, he'd be a great, let's just say, you're the Arizona Cardinals. You do your homework. You like everything you see. Hey, we're riding with Jacoby Brissett this year anyways. We don't care. We're going to do that. Let's sit back. You learn from him for a whole year. And then, hey, if we like your development and all that, hey, let's see what happens next year. I mean, I certainly could see that happen. Oddly enough, the guy I just brought up, Phil Simms, PMS, Philip Martin Simms, okay? He was supplanted by a supplemental draft quarterback in Dave Brown. I don't know if it's before your time.
I did not know that.
Dave
the
Brown.
Supplemental draft had way bigger picks back then.
Yes. So Dave Brown, and I don't even know if I know all the logistics to why he had to come out in the supplemental draft, but the Giants took him, and of course my dad was at the end of his career. He was going into year 15, and they took him in the first round of the supplemental draft. And then my dad, who went to the Pro Bowl in year 15, and the Giants went to the playoffs, he did get hurt. He was going to have to get minor shoulder surgery. And this is where I've always told you the history lesson of my dad was really the first big-time major cap casualty in the history of the NFL. It just had been invented. And so he was making $3 million, and they were like, damn, that's a lot of money for a 38-year-old. And they released him and went with Dave Brown, who they had drafted in the supplemental draft.
And that did not work out very well. Dave Brown was not the answer following the Phil Simms era at all. One of the more strange At least what I'm seeing with Dave Brown. Dave Brown graduated from college with a year of eligibility remaining, which wasn't the most common thing back then, especially out of Duke. I mean, Duke's a pretty impressive university.
Right.
He didn't declare for the NFL until after the regular draft had been held.
Wow. So that's all it was.
If you look at the history of it, you'll have guys suspended for a season and doesn't get disclosed basically what happened to them. There's definitely...
Well, that makes me think that that my dad was hurt and the Giants reached out and they were like, hey, we'll draft you in the supplemental draft. That's what would make me think.
Probably. I
got to ask my dad that.
They used the first-round pick on him.
Yeah, I got to ask my dad if he thinks that happened.
Teams were much more willing to do that back then. Jamal Williams, the nose tackle, he was a second-round pick because he was declared academically ineligible, so he just entered the supplemental draft. That's more of a story... we have the Josh Gordons of the world, which is a little bit more recent. But back in that era, the 90s and the 80s,
teams used it. Now we really have years where nobody gives anybody in the supplemental draft.
No, they don't even actually hold it because there's no need to. The last supplemental draft was 2019. The pick was Jalen Thompson, who just did pretty well for himself in free agency.
Totally.
A lot of people forget that. Jalen Thompson was a fifth-round pick by the Cardinals. He was declared ineligible for his senior season for NCAA rules violation. And he went on to have a great NFL career.
Great.
I think we will have one this year, obviously, if Sorsby finds himself in that situation.
Yeah, Jalen went to Dallas, right? That's where he
on a nice little contract.
Yeah,
so now they have him and Caleb Downs.
No doubt.
And that's a good duo.
That was one of the more underrated duos of the last few years anyways, him and Budda Baker. They just weren't good enough to be thrown out there into the stratosphere of publicity yet. Yo, homies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Now, keep following us through the offseason. We're going to take you all the way to the draft. You know that. We're going to be in the barn. Tune in for that. And then we got mini camps and a whole lot more.
Hit subscribe to get reminders for all of our live shows taping Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Comment about his cool jackets every week. We'll see you next time. Peace out.